I just want to tell you a little plumbing tale. I went out to help somebody out, a friend of my wife's actually, because their underfloor heating wasn't working. And I thought, oh, this is a quick little job. I can go out and it'll just be something really simple. When I got out there, I had a look around and I worked out that it was the motorised valve that was causing the problem. The motorised valve that comes from the boiler and feeds the underfloor heating circuits. I had a look and I thought, well, all this needs really is a new synchron motor probably, which we've got a video on how to replace a synchron motor. It's a quick and easy job. So I was just sort of moving a few things around in the airing cupboard ready to fit this synchron motor, and I found in the bottom of the airing cupboard 2 more synchron motors. Dead ones, abandoned, they've been cut out of the valve. And these were all of the Drayton variety. So even though they had 2 Honeywell motorised valves, I knew that the synchron motors were coming from the Drayton ones. So I thought, well, why would you have 3 synchron motors in a motorised valve? They don't go that often. I mean, I've got them in my house. They've been there over 25 years, you know, and they don't generally burn out. I started thinking, what's wrong? What's the problem? I worked out that what it was is that the valve was actually the wrong way round. So as the valve was trying to open, it was just pushing against the flow. So I told the customer, I said, look, the valve's the wrong way round. There's no point me fitting another synchron motor without turning that valve around. I'm gonna have to flip it through 180 degrees, which isn't a hugely difficult job, except of course that you've got to drain the system down to do it. So I said to them, do you happen to know where the system drains down? Haven't got a clue. I start hunting around for a drain off cock. I can't find a drain off cock anywhere on the system. I suspect that somebody built some kitchen units. They had a new fitted kitchen and that was built right over the drain cock. But I would just appeal to plumbers. I always put a drain cock outside the building. It's a simple matter of drilling a hole for a 15mm pipe to go through and putting a little drain cock on the outside. People worry about them freezing. They don't freeze because there's so little of it outside and the rest of it is on the hot pipe. So it's so easy to do, and if you do it, it means that any future plumbers can just drain the system down within minutes without having any mess on the carpets or anything else. So please, please, plumbers, just do that drain cock. But anyway, back to this valve. I couldn't find a drain cock. I couldn't drain the thing down. It's a big old system as well. I said, I'm going to try and do it live. I'm going to jump it, which is what we call in the trade, where you actually don't turn the water off and you just isolate as much as you can. So I isolated a few things like the pump and so on, just to slow it down and hope that the system would airlock. So when I first undid the valve, sheepishly with a bucket underneath, the pressure on the valve was, you know, the water was spraying out like that. Oh, I really don't want to do this. I don't want to be my wife's friend. I don't want to be known as that guy that flooded their house. So still couldn't find the drain off cock, and I thought I'd have one more go at it, isolated a couple more things, and I went for it. You know, it's always that thing, couple of towels underneath and, you know, there's a bit of spray in the face, but I managed to turn the thing round, get it tightened up again, probably half a bucket of water came out. So it was absolutely fine. And then I replaced the synchron motor in the valve and everything was hunky-dory. The system was working properly. But you know, one of the problems, I could hear this valve clicking as it was trying to open. And it was because it wasn't able to open, it wasn't able to go from A to B fully on the slider on the side. So one of the problems with these valves is that you can get them the wrong way round. Now on the Honeywell valves, on the side of the valve, they've got a nice arrow stamped on the body, which shows direction of flow, so you can't get it wrong. But on the Drayton one, they haven't. The actual indication A to B is on the actuator, which is the electrical part that goes on it. The plumber, when he fits a valve, he takes the actuator off. He's not going to have that in the way. He wants to get his spanners on there. And then the electrician will come along, put the actuator on and wire up if the plumber's not doing it. But to my mind, it's a design fault. Drayton have really missed a trick there, because if they just put an arrow on there, they wouldn't have to give warnings about make sure you get this valve the right way round. It would be on the body of the valve. It's a simple design thing that they could do. They're a big company, they've been in the business for years and years and years, and I can't imagine why they don't just put a little stamp on the valve body showing you which way round it goes. You can't blame it all on the plumbers. Some people try to, but sometimes the plumbers need a little bit of help. Anyway, I'm Roger Bisbee. Thanks for letting me have that little moan, and give me your comments underneath, plumbers. I'd be interested to know what you think. Do you fit Drayton valves or do you fit the Honeywells?